So welcome everybody to our weekly meditation. I'm taking some thoughts from the quiet garden movement. One of the patrons says that he finds that gardens encourage us towards a more thoughtful and prayerful faith. And somebody who's visited a garden says the natural environment of gardens, with their mixture of tending, cultivating, and sanctified neglect, are places that draw me into the heart of God. They are places where I can dwell deeply through being in the slipstream of prayer, contemplation, and renewal, and find life again in all of its abundance. So here, in this quiet time we've put aside, just invite you to take 2 deep breaths in through the nose and out again through the mouth. Bring in a focus, an internal focus, an initial awareness of that breath, consciously breathing more deeply than we normally would, consciously breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And either closing your eyes if that helps, or lowering your gaze, or using the image on the screen, perhaps 1 or 2 of the objects in that image to focus on. Focusing, noticing the breath entering and leaving the body. Maybe noticing the rise and fall of the belly. Maybe noticing the sound of the breath. The sound of the air passing in through the nostrils and the noise, the sound on the exhalation through the mouth. Now perhaps imagine that you are walking slowly through your garden, a garden you've been in recently, a garden that holds some memories for you. Just engage your senses. In your imagination, what can you see? What can you hear? What can you touch? What can you smell? Now, as part of that sensing, scan the body. Again, notice. What can you feel? As well as the breath, maybe notice feel of your hands, your arms, where they're resting. Notice, be aware of your feet, where they're in contact with the ground. Notice the feel of your bottom on the cushion or on the chair. Then just do a slow and gentle scan of the body from the head, the back of the eyes, the mouth, the chin, the neck. Actually consciously focusing on each point in turn, giving thanks and noticing any stiffness or any tension. If there is any, just breathe into that place. Then move down the shoulders. And if there's any stiffness or tension, let's make an extra effort to relax. Moving down the torso. Imagine your back and relaxing it. Your waist. Hips. Those strong thigh muscles and thigh bones. The knees. Shins. Down to the ankles. And the feet that faithfully carry us day after day. As you continue to sit and in a relaxed way, breathing deeply, some thoughts from the quiet garden and a lady contemplating nature around her. She says, in high summer, I'm sitting in the orchard garden amidst glorious colour. Bright pink echinacea mingle with the vibrant purple of a dahlia, while all around there is the green of fruit trees and grassy paths. Butterflies bask and bees are busy on the flowers. They catch my attention. I muse, and they prompt some more words beginning with B to spring to mind. Both beauty and brevity. This small patch of paradise is bringing me face to face with a very painful aspect of life. That it is beautiful, harmonious, fruitful, but also fragile and brief. How can I come to terms with this? I hold the tension before God. Something read earlier that morning comes to mind from Ecclesiastes. Life, lovely while it lasts, is soon over. Life as we know it, precious and beautiful, ends. The body is put back in the same ground it came from. The spirit returns to God who first breathed it. It doesn't resolve the problem, but it is wisdom enough for today. So having scanned the body, now scan the internal weather. What thoughts are moving inside you? What are you feeling? Can you step back and observe those thoughts, those feelings? And in stepping back and noticing, just let them go. Am I carrying any trouble from the worries of the day? Breathing in slowly, I receive peace. Am I carrying tension in my body from the strains of the day? Breathing out slowly, I relax and release my stress to the eternal loving presence. Breathing in slowly, I receive peace. Breathing out slowly, I relax and release my stress to the eternal loving presence. Beauty and brevity. Holding the tension. This paradox from Reflections in a Garden, but so many paradoxes where we have to hold that tension. Breathing in slowly, I receive peace. Breathing out slowly, I relax and release my stress to the eternal loving presence. She moves on to autumn and recalls an incident of seeing the remains of a bird killed by a sparrowhawk, which adds, she says, I'm still unhappy with this life's brevity and another bee, brutality. But that need not eclipse beauty, the isness of all things, and joyful self-giving. I recall, she says, that Jesus walked through this troublous life himself, and that makes a difference. God made all things very good. She says, I'll keep returning to him, even with my complaints and questions, and trust quietly in that strength. Some more lines from Ecclesiastes to take us to our longer silence. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live, that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all their toil. This is the gift of God. And so we move to our silence with music from Salt of the Sound, grounded. And as we move to silence, we might just focus on our breathing. Or we might practice self-awareness, observing our thoughts and being able to step away from them. Or use our imaginations to walk in a peaceful, quiet place. We begin the silence with the sound of the bell, and that will bring us out at the end. And so we come out of our silence, maybe gently opening your eyes, just stretching toes and fingers. Perhaps taking a conscious deeper breath. Returning your senses to the room around you. And a closing prayer. God of all seasons, as the sun sets and the night gathers in, my soul sinks slowly into your rest, trusting now in the resurrection to come. So the record